So hello on Monday, welcome to my live reaction review of Taybar chapter 86, and I already have a headache, so reading this thing probably won't help because it's been confusing, very unnecessary, very redundant chapter. It's been like 7 chapters now with this time skip thing, right? The only character we care about is Rain or whatever else is just really boring and just weird and very, very logical. But that being said, this might maybe finally we're gonna get out of this thing. Is Aaron gonna be the guy infiltrating them? Like, something is hopefully gonna happen. One thing though I really like with this thing is that the Raiden is obviously gonna betray them. Like, Raiden is for sure is gonna betray the Marleys in some way, right? And the author spent like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 chapters, 4 months on building that up, and it's very, very slow, right? The pacing is horrible because the end result is kind of obvious. So it's like, just get there, please. So anyway, the first page here right away is Raiden, right? As a kid though, so it's, yeah, this flashback. I liked it that we saw the email part that's shown in the anime before. It's actually kind of weird, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, Raiden's out walking, right? Gift of hope. And I also thought this is strange too. They didn't even send any humans with them. That they just sent like the Marleys. Just drop the kids there. Like, why wouldn't the kids maybe betray them and so on, right? That is just strange. Just not alone that we know that he wanted his brother to survive, so we know that Rainer wasn't even the best one. We know that Rainer wasn't even the highest, like, you know, most dedicated guy. Maybe he was, but still though, we know as a reader at least that another guy lied so Rainer could get in there, right? Which means that Rainer isn't even up to par with the, like, but he's up to par, but he's not the best. He's like top 7, and they needed top 4, right? So it's like something like that. It's already there. If he's like, why would you trust him so much? It's a horrible system. Yeah, Marcel. Yeah, so this is just flashback from this thing though. Yeah, Rainer is there because of me. Marcel died. He's left them there. He's left Annie and Bernholdt there. It's kind of strange though. In that sense, there's like a plot hole. It's a minor plot hole in a way why that Annie and Bernholdt didn't just beat Ymir. Like, Ymir was essentially eating Marcel. So it alone was just like, you know, at least 2 more titans. Didn't run away. Yeah, so they just run away there. Exhausted. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they really did this bad. Yeah, we could have got Marcel back by taking the Titan. I was like, oh, we left it. So it's like, they already failed their mission, right? But we already know this though. We already know this. This is not. It's adding nothing except that the Raiden was useless, pretty much. Yeah, we're hiding in the ground, so. Marcel's command? Wait, so does Yo have some kind of special power? Yeah, but like, this feels weird they wouldn't actually find Ymir. Maybe it's gonna be displayed now. To see his mom there, yeah, so you succeed. I'm sure your father is praying for you. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's right. I mean, they can't go back. They can't like go back to Marley. He's gonna kill them. Yeah. So Ray is right here. They're obviously gonna kill Bernholdt and Annie if they were back there. But it's still strange that they wouldn't go get Ymir though, right? Isn't it? That is just strange. Like, why wouldn't they? I guess he's gonna explain that. Oh, I have to follow the plan and so on. But it's a kind of time frame. Like, wouldn't they still go and get the Marcel power and then continue the mission or something like that? So he really knows here though. This is strange though. He really knows here. This is why I think this is such a illogical behavior on Taybar. He already knows and confirms here that even if like, oh, it's all my fault, I run away, but you two tried to save me, thereby they was to punish you because you didn't follow the rules. Like, he already knows here as a kid, way back in the storyline, he knows that, well, the reasonable thing would be to only punish me, but we all know that they will punish all of us because blah blah blah, they're evil. Like, he already knows here that this is confirming pretty much that they know that the Marley is are the evil guys, right? They don't, follow reasonable rules as well. Yeah, Jothat is fast. That's good reason bara. Yeah, so I mean, he really confirms here. He confirms here that the Marley are unfair, right? So he knows that they're unfair. That's just so ridiculous because you're always treating them like, oh, they're the good guys, or also they're indoctrinated. But it's like, it really makes no sense that they will always be. I mean, it makes little sense to think like, oh, well, if we do this mission, we're gonna get home here. Why would you think that? Because you're already here proving that you know that they don't treat people fairly, that they don't really do what they promise and so on. So why would you then fight for them and then believe they're gonna, keep the promise? Like, why would you believe that? I wouldn't believe that. Like, if I had this reasonable substitute before here. But anyway, yeah, so we can go home back at. Yeah, threaten them. Okay, so Annie is crazy. Yeah, Annie was crazy. Okay, yeah, she's all about they are liars. Okay, so Annie at least it's called. Yeah, she knows that Marley are. Yeah, this is good. At least Annie knows that they're all crap. But this is a gamble that I've been talking about for weeks now, for months, I guess. I said twice now that. People telling me, oh, they don't know, blah, blah, they don't believe, all the warriors are crazy, indoctrinated. No, they aren't. See, this correctly proves what I've been saying here, that they slip in, they slip in Annie, that aren't actually that indoctrinated them. He's just pretending to be that to get the powers, right? Which would be the most reasonable thing to do. If you are crazy, like if you're crazy and really hate them, right? If you're crazy and hate someone, your ability or probability of actually doing something on that level is increased. So the people that would be the most dedicated of pretending to be dedicated are the most hating them, and they should have a lot of rebels. So the rebels would also be very included in that kind of sphere of these people look like they are very indoctrinated. They'd also be faking it the most. So, which I guess Annie's, at least was it evidently Annie. Perhaps well here, so that was like, come on. Yeah, she beats up him severely here. Also gonna heal pretty fast though. Okay, fights her actually. Rainer is dead. If Marcel was you need, then I will be your Marcel. Okay, and his forms. I also really dislike her name, of course. That is just a weird name too, so I imagine again here. That there's one thing that the humans, or not the humans, but the LDS are calling, the Paris people are calling her the female titan, because she looks most female of them, but even there are also female titans, but she looks the most feminine titan. But then you have the other, the Marley, they're like, yeah, the female titan. It's like, what? Is that a power that only a female person can have that? Or right? Because there are other female titans like Ymir. Right? So it's like, why would that power be the female titan? Like, it's like, yeah, what's the power? Female. She has Oppai or something. So anyway, here they're running with Annie. Yeah, Annie's running here with them. As kids. So even here, you have like a titan to the right here when they're chased by them, and that looks like a female. Yeah, smaller torso, somewhat Oppais along here. That looks like a female, right? So it's like also less to argue as well. But definitely that. Okay, yeah. Is Annie really that fast over hit power? Yeah, this plan is so horrible. Like they're almost gonna die. Almost we know what's gonna happen. So that's why I think the chapter is kind of redundant, but it's a little weird here also again there that I just cannot believe that the Marleys wouldn't send with them any humans or so on to help them, because they're like, no, just send in our flag. We have, what do we have, like 9 nukes? Let's send 4 nukes and just hope that they don't die. Oh, one died one day. like yeah, but I mean, yeah, like they know they're gonna be surrounded by Titans and so on, and then they're eating them. Then people they have transformed, like rebels and so on, would become the powers. They know what they're doing. Even if, of course, not the case, they didn't tell anyone the actual truth. But I mean, generally, those people would be like, old people. So they would be like, yeah, I got the power now. Let's go to the LDS and help them. Yeah, like, it's a horrible plan. Like, it's a horrible plan. I mean, one would hope it would be easy for them to actually get to the wall, right? Like, it seems, yeah. So no Rainer goes off here, of course. Yeah, and he's gonna break the wall. I mean, it's a little cool. I mean, this chapter is really cool, of course, to see it from our perspective. We're seeing like the entrance of the chapter 1 now. Like we see chapter 1 now, 10 years afterward, pretty much. It's pretty cool in that sense. I can see it from another angle, but on the same time, it feels very much like what we can see that's new here. Nothing here so far has been new except Annie and Rainer fighting. But they didn't really amount to anything, what we've seen so far at least. So the chapter is quite like a case of flashback. It's a cool flashback because you see it from the other side, but I don't know. Yeah, and it's gonna break Von Maria, of course. Yeah, so this is humanizing the evil people, right? Pretty much. Yeah, so Baron's gonna go huge, as in the classic chapter 1. Yeah. This is a redrawing of chapter 1. Redraw chapter 1. Yeah, this is exactly the same pretty much as the one, right? He looks over there, the wall. Yeah, you see Aaron, of course. Mikasa and Annie. And then he breaks it. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, pretty cool, but at the same time it's exactly the same as we read years ago, right? Okay, Reduncy is surrounded by Titans, actually. But the problem here is there's no tension here because we know that they're gonna win, right? Because we know this is like it's a flashback, something that happened ages ago, and we know much. Yeah, we know everything. You can always say that, but I don't know. It's like, okay, look compared to One Piece. One Piece love flashbacks. Would love flashbacks. In One Piece, you kind of know that okay, like the main character of this flashback is gonna survive because he or she is in the future. But the parent died, the best friend died. Like you don't know who's gonna survive or not, or you don't actually know exactly what's gonna happen. It's kind of like, the tension between the characters and the action of the enemies in the flashback. So you don't know exactly what's gonna happen. That is still very interesting to see. But in this flashback, I think one problem here, first of all, is the enemies are just mindless Titans. So there's no there's no agency of those enemies, right? So if you like a One Piece flashback, put One Piece is the best flashbacks. You see that like this character is now having this, okay, let's say Arlong, no, spoiler, Nami Arlong. Like we see Arlong, he's a big agency, and we see him as he's younger, now he's a kid, then we see how they interact, and we see blah, blah. So then we kind of know, then we jump into the future, we know, okay, Arlong is here now, and then we know that, right? And that's interesting to see how he is, the Flamingo, of course, so on, right? See they are the children, so that's very interesting to see. But here's like, the enemies are just mindless buffoon Titans. So they have no impact what they do here. So the enemies they're facing in this flashback, we of course know they're gonna beat because we know they survive. But also these enemies by themselves have no actual context to the story, right? They're just an obstacle that could be like a wall, right? Yeah, it could be no enemies here. It could be a hole that you jump over. Right? It doesn't really mean anything. So I feel that's one of the like a lacks for this flashback. It's actually kind of boring flashback. It's a little cool to see, of course, on the side, but I think the problem here is the pacing then. Like, I could have lived this completely without this Titans here. I could just see them walk to the wall and be nervous and then break it. So this could have been like half the chapter that is. This could have been done in 10 pages. No, 30 pages. It could have been done in a few pages, right? The fight, and then the wall. Everything else between here is uninteresting. To see the fight these random Titans, that is very uninteresting. It doesn't give you anything to the actual story or where we are right now, or this flashback. It doesn't add into the character either. So it's just kind of whatever. The only thing for me it means that this is just more and more plot holes, or like this general Marley is ridiculously stupid because it's like, oh, the parents have to run in pasture case for themselves gonna be alive would be easier, but still it's like they know that kids can die at any moment, they're giving them any help. If they lose the power, they actually lose the power to the side. It's just like, the more you read this, the less you like this manga, to be honest. That's my honest opinion. And I really mean it. Nothing to say is to say, oh, this is bad. But I honestly really mean it. Like, the more I read this, the less it makes sense to me. I mean, I know that they're going to survive and so on, but I just mean like the general strategy of the Marleys. Like, how could the Marleys be controlling the planet, or half the planet, if they're this bad at strategy? When this planet is so bad. Like, this is... I think it's a problem with Titan generally, with everything with the Marleys. Generally, but especially with the Marleys. The more you learn about the Marleys, the less you find them logical. The more plot hole it is. Like, the more it's like, okay, this doesn't make sense. That's a problem. Also with the indoctrination of the Marley and the aliens, if the author had mentioned how to do it. If you say that they are indoctrinating them, they are really good at this, and, you know, the end, right? Then we as a reader can visualize, okay, they're doing this really great, they use like advanced strategies, whatever, and it works, fine. But we actually do see an example of it every now and then. Every time we do see it, it's like, wow, this is really bad interpretation. This shouldn't work. Like, it's so illogical. So every time we try to show examples, it's just, what? And all the times he usually leaves it very ambiguous, where he can just easily say in one sentence, oh, they are forced to be suicide. Like, it can be said in that, instead of he leaves it open and then, and it's just confusing. It's confusing, right? But anyway, and of course it's the smiling title. Come on, it feels like a fan service kind of a flashback here. Like, yeah, the smiling titling is coming from Bernholdt, of course. It's clearly her. It's clearly this from the back there. It's not working. Yeah, of course. I mean, like, come on, like, every damn time it's like, oh god. So first we have, yeah, we see it on the side, and see this man, of course. And then Bernholdt is scared of the smiley titan. Is she first to enter then, or something? I don't know yet. God. Yeah, he's good with this plan. He's like, good fan service. I want to become a warrior because I thought that doing it could fit my mom's wish for that. But her father, which is the same, was nowhere to be found. She has a dream. Okay, so they're climbing down now. Okay, no one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and you see about the Marcel thing. And now they were highly enforced at the normal humans. But it is really like, I think I much rather to see this from the future Rainer and see the current Rainer and see, okay, what's happening, what's he doing, and so yeah, he's gonna betray them. Yeah, and there's Aaron, of course, as well. This is kind of an angle of the old like chapter 1, right? Yeah, I know people are... Now they're hearing about people being killed, and they're gonna be like, this is normal humans, and we killed them, and that's gonna break your hearts, pretty much, yeah. That's why he's gonna go mentally insane. That's a nice dog there, guy opening the door. Very bearded Titan there. They're just shaved, right? Okay, so they killed that guy. They killed that guy that was from the village there. Yeah, they were like, let's take his village. Yeah, so you killed him, you hang him. That's a nice, actually. Yeah, that's a nice touch story. Okay, so they murdered the guy that from some random village. They could take his, yeah, his place or from the village. Yeah. Okay, and they're like, they probably aren't even emails. So what? This makes no sense. Like, they probably people of the email. So what? Would the people inside aliens not even be aliens then? They're just normal humans. What? Yeah, he can't alter the memories, but those are like, aren't those just like the Asian people or something like that? Yeah, like, because they are very few of them. But that guy, what? Yeah, but at least someone is okay. But no, some people at least aren't. Yeah, but those are probably like the Ackermans or something like that. Right? They can't be any memories. They're immune to the whole Titan power thing, and they know that somehow. You're not doing the marriage thing. Okay, so they are the what people, and yeah, because obviously some people are, as we know already, yeah, they are immune to it, like Kenny was on, yeah, in the circle there, and they are inside there. Yeah, I wish I spent more time on this. That would be more interesting. Okay, so they've been doing nothing. They've been planting stuff here. Yeah, so the Taybar family and also stuff, yeah, that is mentioned in the recent chapters. The one that has a hammer power and are maybe leading the Marleys from the shadows. Yeah, they could actually break more walls. That's true. They could destroy more walls. But they have air plating. Yeah, which is the big. The walls fighting them, of course. I'm still afraid of that. Hopefully one day they're gonna explain to us why the king just took all the huge titans, right? All the lots of titans he just retreated, right? Yeah, here to save humanity. Okay, so that's a chapter. 96. Yeah, I don't know. Story-wise, the only last pages they are interested in, right? They talked about the inner family that knows the secrets, like the vault or something, because they cannot be controlled by the memory thing. And Asians seems to be that, and there are no Asians in the Marley, so yeah. Something like that, right? But the Walkers aren't Asian, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, I wish he spent more time on that, of course. That's kind of problem with this chapter in general. Like, it's a pretty cool like throwback chapter to the first chapter. So there's a nice touch to it. But at the same time, it's like, wow, I wish they added much more about the Taybar or about those people that actually know about the king, right? And the inner circle there. They were interested to know about those people. And he could have spent, 4 pages on that instead of spending like, okay, here's just them running and so on. So there's a lot of redundancy in this chapter. Not much to rant over though as early chapter because not much happened. I think that's probably the main thing here. I feel it honestly not much happened, right? And I say again, there it was nice to see. Okay, we see them breaking them off from the outside. We see the smiling Titan. That was a great part. Smiling Titan appearing there. That was pretty cool. But generally, right, it's just kind of the same thing. It feels like he just spent. This is like Force Awakens, right? It's like I watched the movie already seen. I saw it from another angle, but not a very like. But yeah, and the problem with that is, okay, so you see it from another angle. Then I want more details from that angle, right? I want more details. And I don't want the physical. Okay, they kicked the wall here, like yeah, obviously. So that's a little weird. Like it just feels like the story is so incredibly slow paced. And it's just so incredibly like I'm calling it unforgiving on giving news about this stuff. Like I want to know stuff about this time. I want to know stuff about this inner circle that can't be controlled by the mind control thing. and he just like briefly mentions them again there. So this is like, you know, throwing out some very little information there, like this tiny like little hint there of something, and you can't really build anything new from that, right? So this kind of annoying. It's like, come on, finally tell me something about this. The Taybar knows stuff. Okay, we know the Taybars are probably like the powerful family in male and something, right? The Taybars are some, they might be controlled or whatever. So that could be cool. You know more about that. Like, you say a little more stuff there. So maybe don't tell us the truth. You don't tell us the exact storyline, right? But if you knew a little bit more about the Taybar, we could be like, okay, we can get some like some cues there. Be like, interesting. This is my theory now. But I really feel it. I really think I'm like, okay, a little more on Taybar, but it's like 1% more. Not enough to actually give me like, oh yeah, like, right? Same with other people. So that's a little strange. Then I was just throwing some stuff there. This is fighting. Okay, yeah, I guess it kind of explains how they didn't get Ymir though. Let's explain how she got in though. I guess she just did it after they ruined the wall. Yeah. But the general plan again for me is just so irritating. The plan is just, I really wish the plan was much better suited here. Yes, they wouldn't really explain how the Ymir got there to begin with, but still, let's say that the ocean was much closer to the wall, or that would make sense because we escaped it. No, but like it feels like the Marleys could have helped to get, you know, very close. Like, okay, no, it's just like one day walk. They just kind of dropped them there, and like, okay, it's days to walk over there, and then we see them be chased by this army of titans and so on. And it's like, come on, this plan is so bad. It's so bad. So then you have 4 super weapons, and yeah, this plan is just weird, right? Just right. And we just seek for that matter. Should he have to say something? It just feels kind of strange. And I mean, it ended up losing them 1 power, right? Which he got back because Ymir was, I guess, stupid. Because he was like, oh, save your story or something. And that also was, yeah, that has never made any sense. And I wish we had that, the Ymir part when she died there, before she died. How she reasoned that. It's like, how is helping the Marleys helping Historia? Like, he's gonna go for them anyway, right? She knows that. It's just, yeah, that never made any sense for she to give up. I mean, I know generally why she got caught, because she's like, oh, we can save Historia by doing this and this. But it also is kind of like, well, if you give the other side more powers, the more can't attack them. So it's kind of like, yeah, like, I really wish we would have more of why she's so willing to do that. I don't mean because obviously her motivation is clear. She loves Historia. So like her base motivation is very clear. Okay, her love for this character makes her do this thing. Absolutely. But the reasoning, the actual like strategy, I mean, like the actual, okay, so I want to save this person no matter what, even if I die, but it sounds like this your solution seems really bad. And that I wish we could have more of. But also it felt like she killed off screen because it's like, whatever, I can't really draw me into a corner there. I killed her off screen. Like, I just killed her off on the side here. As you saw in the beginning of this time skip storyline, she's dead in between time skip. But yeah, it's yeah, it feels like a redundant chapter in the end. It's a little cool to see the scenes, but I think one major issue is that, and I compare it to One Piece, but I think One Piece is a good example of how to do good flashbacks. Just how, or like I said, Naruto, some classic that Itachi, Sasuke, Naruto, something very classic, like when they have a flashback, that's also horrible. But at least there, again there, even if we do this like, Sasuke flashback into another flashback, this is horrible, like that whole production of it. But even doing that, you still feel at least that, okay, I know that this character is going to survive, and this character will die here, probably, or whatever, it's more of that. But at least the enemy in this storyline is like Itachi, for example, then I'm going to learn more about this, like about the major bad guys in the manga. So I'm going to learn a lot more about this major bad guy, learn about this thing, his motivation, and how they interact. So I'm going to take that with me afterwards. Even if I know the result of it, I'm going to learn a lot more about this character, right? The evil character, and also about the good character, or whatever it could be, like the protagonist. And I'm going to learn about that. But this flashback here, when they have this fight, to me at least, they have no tension, because it's like, okay, right? Because they have tension, because they're fighting these random titans that are just random titans, and after that, and we know they're gonna survive, we know they're gonna get there, we know exactly what's gonna happen, you know they're gonna, even the fight's kind of like, we know they're gonna fight a bit, but they can heal, and they don't actually be enemy, hatred afterward, because we already seen them in their life and so on. For many chapters, in the early chapters, right? So we know they're gonna be friends at least afterward and so on. So we know that all this has like no tension on it really. And to me, this makes me feel even more like Rainer saying that, yeah, they were shit, the Marleys, so they should not kill you, right? And this is Annie being like, oh, they all lies and so on. So 2 of the Titans here know that they can't trust the Marleys, and they still trust them, kinda, to give them this thing. It just makes me, yeah, the more, as I always say, the more we learn about the Marleys, the less I like it, right? The less I like it. So anyway, I guess this is the review of the chapter. Not much to say really. I mean, sometimes I can spend an hour ranting about it, but yeah, I feel this chapter is like kind of like, okay, I just read from that. Oh yeah, one thing that was the best scene though, easily best scene. There was the hang scene. That was a good scene. That was a great scene though. So sure, like, sometimes it is good, right? that was great. That scene where they put this guy, he's like, yeah, I'll only survive. And you can do it. The next thing is they hanged him. So that was great. How to kill that guy from some remote village and took his place as the only survivors from that village. So they know they can claim from that. That was great. That was great though. So some nice details there. But that's that also was the only real detail that was new, right? Pretty much. Then Annie has done something for 2 years as some kind of agent and figuring out that they have some kind of wall cut or something like that, I guess. But yeah, we'll see you guys next month then.